So one area in our listing that we want to keep track of during our launch and also in general is our keyword ranks. Now, here's a free tool that you can use to track up to 20 keywords. This is Helium 10. Now, why do we want to track keywords? We want to see how our launch is going. If we're targeting specific keywords using ZonJump or for subsequent launches using Facebook, we want to see if we're making movement. Now again, it takes roughly 4 to 7 days to really start seeing some movement, but let me show you how we can keep track of these keywords. So here we are in Helium 10. We're going to go over here to the side, the keyword tracker, and here we are in the keyword tracker. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our ASIN. So let's say here's our ASIN, and this is the one we're launching. We go down here, ASIN is right here. Copy this. Go back into our keyword tracker, then we're going to add a new product here. We're going to paste our ASIN. It says we detected that this is a child variation. Do we want to, in other words, there are 2 ASINs here. It's the 3-pack and the 7-pack. You typically won't run into this problem and your first product, you'll just have one here. What this question is asking is, do I want to check both of them overall, or do I just want to check one of them? I just want to check one of them. So no. And then here is where you'd put in your keywords. Remember, you have 20 here. So just because you're only targeting, let's say, 3 keywords for your launch, doesn't mean you don't want to track to see how you're doing in other ones. So if we type in here bento box, we type in here meal containers, type in here to-go containers, we type in here plastic lunch box, snack containers, and let's add another one. Let's do microwavable plastic containers. And then what we do is start tracking. So it takes about an hour, and then what you'll see is it'll start to update here. So we'll come back to this here shortly and show you what it looks like. So here it's still loading. You can see here, since we're using the free version, we can't see search phrase volume, which is fine. And we can see here that it checks it every hour. And we also can see here any rank changes that we've had. And then our current rank change will hear where this clock is. We have this graph which will show the history of our ranking, not just day to day, but throughout the lifetime of we've been tracking it. And then what we can do here is add in more keywords if we want. Now, we see a couple other features here, like this little rocket. If we use the rocket, this will update the keyword more often. Instead of, let's say, every once hour, it'll be like every 15 minutes or so. That way, if we are really focused on trying to see how we're doing with our keyword rankings, we can use and click this rocket. Again, here we have with the free version, it only allows us to focus on 2 keywords if we want to be refreshing constantly instead of every hour. And again, we have our 20 keywords total. So I personally use a higher version of Helium 10 so that I can track lots of keywords and look at lots of different ones with the rocket and just keep track of everything, see the search phrase volumes. But you do not need to at all. When you're first starting out, sometimes we're a little cramped for cash. We can't afford that extra, $40 to $50 a month. It's totally fine to use just the free version and to keep track of your keywords that way. So here's a look inside one of the products that I'm tracking here. And you can see here this long list shows that I'm tracking quite a few keywords, right? And this is what more the full version looks like. You can sort by exact search phrase. So these ones would be searched the most often. Now, does this mean I want to be ranked first for all of these? No, not necessarily. Some of these are pretty broad keywords like this top one. But some of these next ones down, like this one right here with 17,000 or 10,000 or 9,000, you can see I am ranked number 1, page 1. And then if we want to see, how have I been doing over time, we can click here on the graph. And here it is. We can see here when I first launched the product, first started tracking was around February 17th. Then it went up, and then in about 10 days, a little over 10 days, I was number 1, and I've stayed at position number 1 ever since. So that's how the graph part works. Now we can also sort this by rank change. We can see these are ones that I'm really starting to move up with, and you can see where I am currently in Amazon. Now this beats going into Amazon and searching each one of these keywords and then trying to find where your item is and then writing a note to yourself, okay, I'm on page 10, I'm number 7, and today's Tuesday, and then checking it the next day. This keeps it all in one place so you can pay attention to it. Now you're going to have those keywords that you really focused on in your launch, and you're going to want to just keep track of, hey, how's the launch going? Am I I starting to move up in these keyword ranks? And also, once you are ranked, you're going to want to still keep track of them, because if you start to notice you start to dip in your keyword rankings, getting as much sales as the competitors that are on that front page with you. So sometimes you have to run a sale, run a little extra PPC, or just lower your price until your keyword rankings get back up again, and then maybe you can adjust your price again. So this aspect of keeping track of your keywords is very important, especially when you're first doing your initial launch and as you maintain your listing over time.